Hello everyone. Decided to do something a little bit different for my next video. Simply because, well, I've been spending a bit of time trying to get back to the same area, and I've had a couple of deaths, and I just fancy doing something a little bit different, just to give myself a bit of a break from trying to run through the same thing again and again, which can get a bit frustrating. And also, it's been a while since I've done any arena, so I'm going to make a arena video. No idea how it's going to go. As you can see, I have unlocked the expert mode, but we're going to go for novice again. I've only completed novice once, and I have mixed success with it. So we'll just keep the guy as he is. No problem with that. Quickly get our bits and pieces on. But I actually think as well that if you're struggling, this might be a bit of a tip as well. If you're struggling with a run and you're getting a bit frustrated, or your combat just feels a little bit like it's not as good as it could be, then I think the arena is a really good way to sharpen yourself up. It's a nice way to have a little break. It's a little bit more fast-paced than the game itself, and it's a nice change sometimes to do an arena. So, it's been a while since I've been here, but let's see how it goes. So, the first guy is actually pretty tough, I think. I actually find him harder than some of the later enemies. He's got this little spiky club. No sort of shield, no sort of defences on him though, so. And as you can see, I'm using the sword here. I really like the sword. I hope I find something like this soon in my playthrough, because you can do a couple of extra things that you can't do with the axe with the sword. One of them is sort of rake the sword. I don't know if I'll be able to demonstrate it very well here, because I mean it depends how fights go, what sort of moves you manage to pull off, and that sort of thing. But I do really like some of the little things you can do with the sword. Oh, that was a big hit. As you can see, I don't know what it is today. I'm just really I'm not in the zone at all in terms of yep. In terms of fighting, I'm just being really sluggish and slow, so obviously that becomes an issue when it comes to me trying to get back to the stage I'm trying to get to again, to keep the series moving. Okay, hopefully this will go a little bit better. Again, I haven't done arena with any commentary before as well, so that might have an influence on my performance. I mean, normally I do get this guy down without taking damage, so it's been a while since he's actually killed me. That has to be said. So that a bit of an indicator that I'm not quite there today. Let's try and get a nope. You got a nice block. And yeah, the arena fights, they can vary from taking a few minutes to being over in a few seconds. There's been times where I've killed this guy in 3 hits, and other times where the fight just seems to go on for ages and ages. I think you can usually get through. Let me think. The time where I've gotten to the end, or to at least the last fight, I think I've probably done it in under an hour each time. Okay, we get some nice little tips up here at the top, as it's saying. Maintaining the right distance from your opponent and timing your attacks is crucial. Yep, very true. Okay, this guy I find easier than the first guy. He's got this weapon that we've seen in the game before, but he's quite easy to find a bit of a weakness. His attacks are quite easy to dodge. Yeah, I think this guy might actually be a more suitable first opponent, but I mean, it's different for everybody, I suppose. Some people will probably find the first guy easier, but personally, I find any enemy with like a bit of range on the weapon, I don't know what it is, but I just, for some reason, it's probably because I prefer the short weapons. Actually thinking about it, it's because I like getting in close, and you can sort of play these guys off a little bit with you know, nice little side steps and stuff like that. So get into the personal space, get these little blows away. Let's see if we can get. Nope. We completely deserved that. The other thing is, I don't know if people are aware. Most probably, if you've played Arena or you've played this game at all, then you'll be aware that your health will sort of carry over in Arena. You won't see it this time. What happens is you'll restore all of your yellow. That'll just immediately go straight back up, and you'll restore a little bit of red. So hopefully we'll restore all of this red, but we might just have like a sliver. Nope, yeah, we've restored it all. But if you take substantial severe damage, then it'll carry over, so it is important to try and avoid damage in fights, so you can't be sort of reckless at the end of the fight because you think you're going to get it all back in the next one. Nope, does not work like that. Okay, this guy again, his weapon does very decent damage. He's reasonably predictable, and yeah, we didn't have a problem with him at all there. Cool. But yeah, if he gets a hit on you, then you know about it. It hurts. Okay, this long range guy is actually a little bit more tricky than the other one that we fought. And it's also the first opportunity we get to get a bit of an upgrade. You can loot enemies still in Arena. There's no point doing it for the first couple unless you've entered without your armor on to start with, which I'm sure some people do that. So he's trying to get some feign attacks on us there, but he's actually a good one to try and bait yourself. You give him a little, oh, I'm about to attack, he swings, and then we come in. Didn't quite come out for us, but you get the idea there. He's another one where if he lands a blow on you, you really do know about it. But you can probably see that from his weapon. Actually, I wonder if that's the same weapon as we encountered on that enemy in the game. I'm going to check that if we get him down, which looking like we might at the moment because the fight's going quite well. I've just cursed myself there, most probably though. He's a good one to try and sidestep sometimes, but that, again, that's a little bit of a risky strategy with him. That was a nice backhand in his face. So, how is everybody? Hope you're all well today. I've got incredible weather where I am. Beautiful sunshine. I should not be inside playing computer games, but when you've got a game like this, the weather is always secondary. So where you hit an opponent and with what part of your weapon is very important. Yes, we do realise that now, but again, when you're first starting out, these tips are invaluable. So is anything else an upgrade here? Actually, yes, that's chain, something we haven't seen in the game yet. And put the waistcoat on because that's a bit of extra armour. The trousers, the boots as well. So yeah, that's the first one where you might be able to get some better shoes actually from one of the earlier ones. This is just the way I've always done it. Skip the first few, and then once we get to Hammer Guy, that's when we start stealing the gear. And next fight, this is where we're gonna... Difficulty will step up again here. This lady has a shield. We will steal her armor and wear her women's clothing if we can get her down. She's a very good one to get backhands on. Her backhands seem to catch her out quite a bit. But again, the timing's really important. Oh, that's it. It's kind of the first major blow we've actually taken in this arena. So it tried to get a backhand there, and that was just an example of it not quite coming off. And she is quite good with the old shield. Makes a big difference when an enemy's got a shield. They're a lot harder to get into the defences. You have to get your blows a little bit more, you know, a little bit more timed well, and sometimes an enemy without a shield, you can actually breach their defences even when they're trying to defend. Whereas when they have a shield, they're obviously a lot more like us. Okay, and she got a star. It was a close one actually, but unfortunately that's another loss. All right, let's just have one more go. We'll have one more go, and then I think that'll be a good length for a video. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. You keep your gear that you've earned from the last one. So definitely remember to loot the enemies, and you'll only lose that gear when you fully exit the game and come back to it. So you can go off, you can play the normal game for a bit, you can come back to arena, and you'll still have this, and you'll still have the weapon equipped that you had equipped if you actually decided to change your weapon, which I actually do. Sometimes, anyway. Sometimes I take that enemy who just killed us. I take her axe. There's another little sword that comes up later on that I like. In fact, the enemy that just killed us, we tend to actually take a lot of her gear. We take her shields, we take her vest, because even though it's you know, another little Monty Python moment of dressing in women's clothing, probably quite appropriate, as well. The first area in the game is a lumber mill, so you know, we have a lumberjack and it's okay. All right. Backhands getting through on this guy, seem to be doing the business. No severe damage from him yet. So, I mean, he seems to struggle to get the severe damage more than the other guys seem to do. What does it say? Slash damage is effective on weak and slicing blows. Slash damage is effective on weak and slicing blows. It's easily mitigated by armor. I can't quite understand that sentence. Slash damage is effective on weak and slicing blows. Huh, no, that doesn't make sense to me. I might just be reading it wrong. But I'm not sure about that one. Alright, so back to this guy. Hopefully you won't prove me wrong on the old theory that he's easier than the first guy. And that is just for me. I'm sure other people have different experiences, so it's not as if I think that they should be swapped. Actually, they both different challenges. Well, yeah, he's not totally soft, as he's just proved. Oops. Couple of nice blows against him. Ooh, he's got a couple against us as well, actually. This isn't ideal. This is the kind of damage which will spill over to the next fight. So we don't want to be taking any more if we can help it. There we go. So there are sort of two ways to do your backhanders. the obvious way is to just click and hold and, you know, complete your swing, and those backhands can actually be quite effective. And then there's the other way where you drag from the shoulder. It takes a little while to get to grips with how to do them, but once you get it mastered, you can you can do them without thinking about it, I think. You know, I found them a little bit awkward at first. Like I didn't quite understand from the way it's described, but the more you get used to the feel of how your character, the physics and the weight, you realise, oh actually yeah, I'm just controlling my arm, the momentum is causing the swing to start from that side instead of right to left, and it's just one of those things that you get better at as you practice. And they don't always come off. It's a nice attack when it does. It can connect, it seems to connect with the throat actually quite a lot, and they come up as more severe blows. Okay, so as you can see, that damage will do. Hopefully we're going to be down to about a sliver. Yeah, it's a little bit worse than that, but actually totally acceptable. Hopefully this guy won't get any hits on us, and then we should be totally back up to full health for the next one. This guy is a bit scary. He's got the potential to really... Oh, I forgot to check this weapon, didn't I? I was going to check to see if that was the maul. But it certainly looks like the maul. I'm pretty sure that it is. But he's got the potential to actually, if he catches you well, or if you come in and he's swinging and he catches you, you can end up on the floor. And if he beats down on you with that, obviously it's either death or close to death. If you're on the floor and he hammers you with his maul, then yeah, you're going to do well to recover from that, really. Oops. Okay, so the little shield sort of did its job, but it was slightly misplaced for one of those swings. But unfortunately, no big blows from him. That could have easily resulted in a big blow, and it was just lucky that I was just about fast enough to avoid it. It's best to avoid this guy altogether if you can, just keep him at a big distance. And he does a lot of feigning, which can be quite off-putting. But as well, that attack leaves him quite open. And we come down quite nicely there. Okay, so no need to loot him again. We actually look just like him at the moment. So let's see if we can get this one down this time. Then we'll go for an aggressive start. That tends to, well, it either goes one of two ways. You either get a nice success, or occasionally then you see it come in and make you pay for it. So okay, this is going reasonably well this far though. Yeah, with the 3 strikes and she was out there, so 3 nice hits on her. And do you know what? I forgot to check that guy's weapon again, didn't I? I was so excited about keeping him fast. So we're going to take a shield. We're going to have a lovely figure once more. These boots, I think, are slightly better. We don't have any fan braces. I can never remember the technical names of all this armor. Okay. And awesome, we're back up to full health for this fight, so hopefully we can get this guy down. This weapon is devastating, however, he himself is not well armoured, so that's my advice for this guy, is avoid his weapon at all costs, keep him at a long range, pick your moments, and avoid that sort of thing. Although he didn't get a nice clean hit on us. If he had have done, our life total would be much more. It would have been much more affected. But it's a lot of avoidance with this guy because of how dangerous his weapon is. As he's sort of demonstrated a bit better there. Actually, it's not as bad if you've got if you remember to pick up all the armor pieces. I didn't actually realise you could loot enemies at first, and I think I was probably made to pay for that, as I remember this guy sort of almost one-shotting me actually. But I think the armor actually makes quite a bit of difference. I mean, I've had to go with his sword as well. It is a nice sword, but not one for me. I just, as I always say, I prefer the one-handed weapons. Hopefully we can get a couple more hits on him. Bit of our blood on the end of his sword there, and we have a bit of his. We haven't really gotten any really good strikes. Okay, we got him down. Who's next? I seem to remember the next one being rather tricky. Let's see how we can upgrade our gear. Right, that replaces that, so that's good. We don't have any gloves on. Nothing else is an upgrade. Like I say, he's not the best armored dude. Let's see what we get. Okay, we have that strange sentence again. So. Ah, this woman, yeah, she's pretty good, and we want to get her down because she's got some nice stuff. However, she is a very good fighter, you know, apt for the latter stages of the arena, the novice arena. And she's one of the ones I got stuck on for quite a while, and it took me a while to actually beat this one. But I mean, the satisfying thing is, you know, when you beat them that it's because you've improved as a player, and it'll improve your chances in the actual game. Okay, we're getting some reasonable hits here. Bit of a scream from there. Would have liked to have landed that backhander. We're okay for damage, but it's not the best considering now we're expecting to take a lot more damage from these enemies, and with them being, well, weapons are pretty nice. They are pairing combat. Dramatic death. I mean, I'm sorry, but that was a little bit too dramatic. Alright, so we get a nice shield. We can steal her shoulder pads. And yeah, they're, I think, better, those van braces. This is a velvet shirt. Velvet, very popular, as we know. I'm not sure if that's better or not. Oh, whatever, still got cloth on there. I thought I had a chain shirt on. Huh. That's weird. Why do I still have a cloth shirt on then? You must have it. You must be able to put the chain on over the cloth. Oh well, that's not a big deal. I think gloves are the same. Maybe slightly better. We'll risk it. I think actually we will swap our. We just totally rinse her for all the gear, and let's just try and find a sword as well, because I believe it may be slightly better. It certainly looks nicer, as we know that is important. So let's have a quick look at the stats. Actually, they're not so dissimilar from each other. It does look like it is a little bit of an improvement though, so we're going to equip that. And I can't quite remember, but I think this is the last fight now. It's either the last one or it's the second to last, but I think it's the last one. So hopefully we will manage to do this. It'll be the second time we'd have done it if we do. I think this must be the last fight as the music changes so dramatically. Yeah, awesome music. I almost wish there was more of this sort of style music in the main game. I know it's probably quite tricky for them to get music that doesn't get too repetitive too quickly, you know, in a situation like that where you're potentially playing for a few hours or whatever. And it's nice to have it. I mean, I really like the music as it is. Don't get me wrong. It's sparse and very fitting. but some of the music in this game is like isn't like another level good. And when I say another level good, I don't mean anything to do with the band called Another Level. I think there was a band called Another Level. Yeah, I'm not talking about them. Alright. Gets stuck in my head as well. No. Freaking awesome. And actually really pleased, like normally, actually when I signed up for the game and noticed, you know, my backer rewards got me a soundtrack, I was like, oh, never really care about game soundtracks normally. And then I heard the music and I was like, I'm going to be listening to the shit out of this. Because I'm actually going to have that soundtrack. I'm going to hopefully burn it onto CDs, carry it around with me. It is music I would listen to like on a day-to-day thing. It's really, really good. But anyway, yeah, awesome. We've beat the Novice Arena for the second time. So I'm gonna go back now and go back to the main game and hopefully get a bit of content uploaded. Hopefully this little bit of training will have got me back in the mood. I mean, kind of saw me progress there from dying on the first few enemies to beating the whole thing. So at some point I'm gonna do the expert arena, but I've only ever actually tried it once, and I did okay actually. I got to sort of the third or the fourth enemy, and that was after the first time that I'd done this one, and I must have just been on a roll. I must have been in the zone, but yeah, I got through a few of the enemies, but it's a noticeable step up in difficulty as well. So at some point I'll do a video on me doing some of that, but yeah, thanks very much for watching this. See you in the next one.